to you for upwards of an hour about state investigators going after them, and they begged you to help them, and you agreed to it, amazingly. And we know you did.
That's not
because
true.
It's all caught on tape.
Yeah,
every single sentence is caught on tape. Here's what you said. Let's take a look.
Obviously, you
said, it's not a question. You said to them, send me the names of all these folks who are investigating them. You said to them, send me their names. And I'll take that list and I'll call the person over at education who is investigating them and say, what's going on? Why am I getting these complaints? Then he went on to say, I already have my team working on this. What day should we get together to discuss it again? You made pledge after pledge to them. You said, we've got to make sure this guy who's investigating them stops it. You said, you have my attention. I'm concerned about this. You said, let's go fight these people, meaning the people who are investigating the fraud. Why'd you do it? Why'd you help them?
Are you going to let me answer?
Please, we're all ears.
So first of all, you're cherry picking quotes out of there.
Why did you help them?
I thought you were going to let me answer.
Why did you help them?
Are you going to let me answer?
Why did you help
You
them?
let me answer and I'll answer you.
Tell the truth and I'll let you answer.
I will tell the truth.
Good.
Let's do that.
That'd be a nice change. Why'd you help them?
Now see, Mr. Chairman, I didn't come here to be insulted. I came here voluntarily.
You came here for the truth. Let's have it. Why did you help them? The quotes are here. They're in black and white, and every member of this audience can listen to the recording. It's 54 minutes long. It's all in public. You can Google it right now and listen to it.
And listen to it all.
Why'd you help them?
First of all, I didn't help them.
You did help them.
No, I did not. I certainly didn't.
You're saying you didn't do anything for them. You didn't.
Well, wait a minute.
I already have my team working on this again. That's not you?
I have my team assisted with the information that led to the prosecution and conviction of these people.
No, you didn't. You didn't lift a finger to prosecute them. No, you did not.
No, because it was a federal prosecution.
You had, BS. You had whistleblowers come to you as early as 2019.
You're the one talking BS.
Hey, listen, it's my time.
Doesn't know what you're talking about, sir.
No, sir. You now have encountered the truth and you don't like it. Why'd you take their money? Why'd you take their money?
I didn't.
You took $10,000.
No, that's a false statement.
$10,000 9 days after the meeting.
False statement.
You took $10,000. Here's what happened. They went to your office.
They
solicited money from you. They solicited help from you.
That's also wrong.
They came to your office. It was your official office. You met with them for 54 minutes.
No, they didn't.
They asked you for help. You pledged it to them, and they talked repeatedly about money. In fact, it's all they talked about.
That's a lie.
Money. They said, we will put our dollars in the right place. We will support candidates that will fight to protect our interests. You replied, that's right. They said, if you are securing your donor base and securing your power base, you can act the way you want. You replied, money is freedom. They said the amount of money circulating, I'm reading the transcript, the amount of money circulating in our community today is powerful, and we haven't realizing it in a meaningful way. And you said, give me the specifics. And 9 days later, you took $10,000 from people who were then indicted. It's in your reports. Why'd you do it?
Sir,
was it worth it?
What happened during this hearing was less a traditional question and answer session and more a collision between accusation, denial, and accountability. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison appeared before lawmakers, and almost immediately, the questioning became confrontational. The lawmaker questioning him focused heavily on the massive fraud scandal surrounding Minnesota's Feeding Our Future program and pressed Ellison over what he knew, when he knew it, and what actions his office took. The central allegation was serious, that people connected to the organization had approached Ellison's office seeking help while state investigators were looking into them, and that Ellison subsequently received campaign contributions from individuals connected to the scandal. Ellison rejected the characterization. And this is where I think viewers need to slow down. Because there are really two separate questions here. The first is whether Ellison personally did anything improper. The second is whether his office responded appropriately to warnings about the alleged fraud. Those questions should not be confused. During the exchange, the lawmaker repeatedly pointed to a recorded meeting and argued that Ellison had promised to get involved after individuals complained about investigators. Ellison pushed back, arguing that the lawmaker was selectively quoting the conversation and misrepresenting what actually happened. Then the questioning became even more heated. You helped them. No, I did not. You took $10,000. That's a false statement. At that point, this stopped sounding like a hearing and started sounding like a courtroom argument. But here's the problem. Congressional hearings are supposed to establish facts, not simply produce the most explosive exchange for television. If there was a recorded meeting, then release the complete recording. If there were campaign contributions, show the records. If whistleblowers warned government officials years before the fraud became public, establish exactly when those warnings were made and what happened afterward. That's how accountability works. Not by shouting louder than the other person. The lawmaker also raised allegations that millions, or even billions, of dollars in fraudulent funds ultimately moved through criminal networks. Those are extremely serious claims. But again, claims made during a heated hearing should not automatically be treated as proven facts. The public deserves documentation showing exactly where the money went, who received it, and what investigators have actually established. And there was another issue that deserves attention, the timeline. According to the questioning, concerns about the Feeding Our Future operation had allegedly reached officials years before the massive fraud investigation became public.
You know what? This is a theatrical performance.
10,000. This is the truth.
It
This
has
is what
nothing
accountability
to do-
looks like, of which you've had none.
No,
You helped fraudsters defraud your
Lie.
state and this government of $9 billion, and
Sir,
you got a
this is-
fat campaign contribution out of
This is
it.
completely
You ought to be indicted.
untrue. Well,
That's the truth.
I think we've made the point. Let's keep the tenor
Well,
just
for
a
the
little more
record,
calm.
Oh, I'll ask how I want
He's
to,
lying,
Senator Paul.
and that's the truth.
Oh no, this is all on the record,
no, sir.
Did you bother
You are-
Did you bother to investigate where the money that you facilitated their fraud for, where it went? Do you know where it went, what it was used for, the fraudulent money? I do, because we just heard testimony about it yesterday.
Because we
the
were
funds
key
went
players
to
in the
hundreds of millions of
investigation.
dollars to terrorist
Yes, we
groups,
do
to
know.
transnational criminal organizations, to the drug trade, to drug trafficking, to child trafficking. And you took $10,000
That's a lie.
and helped them do it. You know, the other thing is,
untrue statement.
whistleblowers came to you as early as 2019. Let's look. As early as 2019,
this is
whistleblower. Don't talk over me.
No,
as
no,
early
you're
as
talking over me.
2019, it's my hearing, pal. As early as
I'm not your pal.
2019.
Don't call me pal.
Whistleblowers came to, well, I should call you prisoner because you ought to be in jail.
Well, we'll see what you can
In
do about it.
2019, whistleblowers came to you in your office and referred to you fraud allegations from Feeding Our Futures, and you blew them off. Listen, your own state newspaper
That's a lie.
investigated. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the Partners in Nutrition, brought its concerns to the Attorney General's office in 2018 and in 2019, and you did nothing. You did nothing for years. The only action you took is,
false statement.
once all these fraudsters came to your office
It is a
and asked you to
false
get involved
statement.
and offered you money,
Did not come to
then
my
you got
office.
involved.
They
Then
did
you
not-
took the money,
they
and then
did-
you got involved.
They did not come to my office. You're completely wrong about that.
You met with them
I did
for
not take
54
anybody's money.
minutes, and you took $10,000, and they also gave your family money. They gave your family thousands of dollars in campaign contributions in addition to what they gave
a false
you.
statement.
Let's put the
This is this is
back up.
completely untrue.
The New York Post.
Yeah, we know the New York Post.
Minnesota Keith Ellison, AG, accepted campaign donations from individuals linked to the $250 million COVID fraud scheme after they were in your office. The donations came on December 20th.
Sir,
you
this
met
is
with them
not-
on December the 11th, and on January 20th, the FBI knocked over their headquarters.
No.
That's the sequence of events here.
No, it's not.
You've
the
been
sequence
right
of
at the
events.
center of this fraud
It's not
thing
the
from the
sequence of
beginning,
events.
and
It's
you've
untrue.
enabled it. And sir,
The false
you
statement-
should resign.
And sir, you should resign. I was thinking the same thing about you.
Resign.
I was
Mr.
thinking
Chairman.
the exact same thing about you.
I'm sure after encountering
Yeah,
this
yeah.
truth, you are, because it hurts to have
because
accountability, doesn't
Because
it?
after this parade
It
of
hurts to have
lies and
accountability.
presentation,
Time has
I think you should be
expired.
ashamed for misrepresentation.
Time has expired. Senator Moreno.
The lawmaker deserves credit for aggressively asking uncomfortable questions. Public officials should absolutely be challenged when taxpayers lose enormous sums of money. But aggressive questioning doesn't automatically make every accusation true. Likewise, Ellison has every right to defend himself against allegations he says are false. But denying an accusation doesn't answer the underlying questions either. If the records support him, release them. If the records contradict him, then the public deserves to know that too. That's what evidence is for. And this is where political hearings often go wrong. One side says, look at the evidence. The other side says, you're lying. The cameras capture the confrontation, social media clips the loudest 30 seconds, and suddenly the public is left arguing about who shouted the best comeback. But the real story is buried underneath all of that. Were warnings received? Were investigators obstructed or assisted? Were campaign contributions properly reported and lawful? Did anyone